Welcome back to PF International. Weather update. Rain, 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 and more rain. Noah Wolf and Ben Smith on the front row of the grid for the Iame Cadet Final. Zach Drummond and Lewis Werrell from Kit Belofsky and Jensen Graham. Joe Katzentonis and Henry Domain from Fred Green and Rodrigo Seabra. Zach Green and Harrison Mackey. George Edgar and Aston Sharp from Jesse Phillips and Antony Veskowski. Then Murta, Narroway, Lovett, Sofronea, Cranham and Blair Smith. Morgan Moore and Cole Glover, Lewis and Ashcroft, Baglin, Davison, Flewitt, Lawson, McPhee, Very, McDermott, Woodward, Sky Parker and Logan Howes. So this will be an interesting start. Are we going to get underway? We are indeed. And it's a fabulous getaway to the first corner from our pole sitter. On board with Joe Katzentonis. Right on the nose of the front fairing here. That is Sofronea trying to get through to the inside line. 42 is up in the mix there as well. That is his teammate. A very interesting one from Jacob Ashcroft as he storms his way forward. And there goes Jesse Phillips. So all the Oliver Rowland Motorsport karts seemingly together out on track as Phillips has to bail out. Oh, it's Skittles. There's the 53 running wide. That's Zach Green. So Jesse Phillips loses out. And we're on board with Jacob Ashcroft as he goes down into the braking zone. There's Ben Smith. So what a difficult first lap it's been for Ben Smith from second on the grid. He now finds himself right in the mix of the top 10. So out in front, it is still the pole sitter Noah Wolf. Up into second has come Kit Belofsky. Up into third has come Zach Drummond. Although, of course, that is where the Scot originally started from. So a fabulous duel at the moment. They come up towards Bobby Game. Still, you can't see a thing. Whoa, and there's a couple of drivers running very wide out of the corner approaching Bobby Game. Sliding through the chicane. 2 or 3 karts into one is not going to go. You're going to have to sort yourselves out before you get to the apex. On board with Ashcroft to the inside there of Green. Can he hold it? Yes, nicely done from Jacob Ashcroft. Just look at the travel of the wheel. What a camera angle this is. One of the best I've ever seen, if not the best I've ever seen on board a kart as Katzentonis drifts wide. Tries to hang on in front of Smith. Here comes Ben. He's on your right. He's on your right. He's still on your right. And there he goes. Nicely done from Ben Smith. And he gets through into position. And Joe Katzentonis has to go the long way round the next apex. So now the battle continues for these 3 up front. Wolf, Drummond and Belofsky. They're getting clear of Harrison Mackey. Rodrigo Seabra is doing a great job there up in P5. We're on board with Jacob Ashcroft. That is Lovett trying to get through. So is Archie Lovett going to make the overtaking move on us as we go back from facing camera? Yes, he is. So he goes through. Ashcroft up the inside line, making the move. Oh, and Lovett's gone into the side of Ben Smith, who spins. Phillips has spun. So has Morgan Moore, and so has Blair Smith. Goodness me, 4 karts then facing in the wrong direction. Lovett, Blair Smith, Jesse Phillips and Morgan Moore, they all go together. And so they've all got to try and recover now. That's a big blow for Jesse Phillips. He was right in the hunt there. So we've got Kit Belofsky in 3rd position, right in behind Drummond, who now leads the race from Noah Wolf. 4th is Werrell, 5th is Mackey, and 6th is Rodrigo Seabra. We're on board again with Joe Katzentonis. Go through the pit bend, up to the left-hander. Trying to tiptoe their way through. That is the 47 in front of us. I'm fairly sure that is Ben Smith. So Ben Smith has been able to get going and found his feet there along with Joe Katzentonis. So an interesting battle already developing. Oh, a little bit of a nudge there from Ben Smith as he tries to squeeze himself in front of Fred Green. And there's not a lot of room to play with, at least on that particular part of the course. We've got someone sat off to the sidelines. We've already lost a couple of drivers. George Davison out of the race. So George Davison, the Oliver Rowland Motorsport driver, was off on the first lap of the race, so he's now watching from the sidelines. Here's the battle. Drummond trying to get back past Noah Wolf. On the inside, they actually nudge each other. And Belofsky thought he had traction to get past them both there as they get back into the action. They come up to it again. This is a little further back. This is Rodrigo Seabra trying to get back past Harrison Mackey. And now to the inside line. He had some pressure there from George Edgar. Jacob Ashcroft gets through on the inside. He picks off 2 karts there, goodness me. And now the 11 storming back, that's Aston Sharp. And there back goes the 18 of Riley Cranham. So he makes 2 places, but only gains 1 in total. Or does he, because he's now run wide onto the grass? Nope, he's finally lost that place again to Riley Cranham. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So he's now going to have to work very hard to do that. A very frenetic part of the circuit, this. There is the 6 of Lewis Werrell, and there's Rodrigo Seabra. Seabra's got back into the mix in 5th position. The young man from Porto in Portugal. This is his first season in Great Britain. Prior to this, he's only really been racing in his homeland of Portugal and, of course, in the Iame Euro Series. So he's doing a fantastic job here. Rodriguez Seabra getting used to the British circuits very quickly indeed. They call him the racing wolf back home. That's because when he bites, you know about it. Joe Katsantonis charging after the 19. That is Harrison Mackey, and running wide is Fred Green. Fred Green trying to hang on to things. Moves across just in the nick of time so that Katsantonis has to back off the throttle. So Fred Green holds his position. Oh, straight up the inside. That's the 33 of Will Murta, I think that is, getting through. So nice comeback from Will Murta as he makes up 2 places. Make that 3, because now he's on the inside of Harrison Mackey. Mackey didn't see that one coming either. Fred Green looks right, but no, he's on your left, mate. Joe Katsantonis gets through. Oh, and a slide and a spin from Fred Green. So Fred Green loses the back of the car. What a shame. It was going so well for him there up until that point. It's so easy to lose the car altogether, as Joe Katsantonis nearly did there. More great overtaking moves. Fascinating to watch a lap of the circuit on board. Harrison Mackey with a warning flag. So that will not do him any favours. There's the gap back to 5th place. There is Rodriguez Seabra in front of Ben Smith. These two race each other in Europe very closely, of course. So they know each other of old already. Zach Drummond, Noah Wolf, Kit Belowski, Lewis Werrell, and then a bit of a gap back. That is Ben Smith. He's got through on Rodriguez Seabra now. I was going to say Jessica Edgar. It's the other Edgar, George Edgar. It wasn't so long ago. It was Jessica Edgar in Iame Cadet. But now it's George Edgar in the team, of course, at Fusion Motorsport, still making some good progress. Cousins, I think, is the relation between those two. Aston Sharp, technical flag. So problem there for Aston Sharp, and that's basically his race over, unfortunately. Now we're gaining on Will Murta. Back on board with Joe Katsantonis. Murta's having a look on the inside of Harrison Mackey. To the inside. Think about it. Drift across. Mackey would try and get the switchback manoeuvre, but well done by Will Murta. He shuts the door quite nicely there on Harrison Mackey. Not only does he get the place, he keeps it. So a nice bit of rhythm from these guys in the middle of the field. Oh, a bit of a wobble there from Murta. Harrison Mackey's got the inside back. Thanks, buddy. I'll have that. Their teammates, of course. So Will Murta tries again. Just can't quite get alongside Harrison Mackey another time. Joe Katsantonis is right in there in the mix to try and make up another place. This is so difficult to see what you're doing in these conditions. Very tricky indeed. Through they come again onto the main straight. That was Riley Cranham. Oh, there's his teammate Jacob Ashcroft. Still having a very exciting time of it. This is going to be an absolutely sensational run. Joe Katsantonis riding on board the front fairing position of that kart. Drummond sets the fastest lap. We're on board again with Jacob Ashcroft as he's now battling away with Riley Cranham and Aston Sharp, I think that is, in the 11. Is that Sky Parker behind them? I think it is. She started back in 35th on the grid. She's charging through. Here's Katsantonis. Will Murta to the inside line. Thanks, buddy. I'll have that back, thank you. Takes the position. Still raining very hard indeed here at Viva International. Even in the wet tyres, these guys are really struggling for traction. So we're back on board with Ashcroft. Right in the thick of it. There goes the 76. Cole Glover. Oh, that's as close as it gets. And Glover's not happy. Well, whether you're happy or not, you've still got to keep both hands on the wheel and get on with it. So he will try again. And there, oh, that's the 41 going wide. Well, there goes Antony Veskowski. So Veskowski runs wide, and that drops him down a position. So Antony Veskowski is now going to have to work his way back. There he goes on the inside of Cole Glover. It doesn't work. So Veskowski's going to have to try something else a little bit later on by the look of it. And that's a technical flag for Sharp now. Oh dear, running in 12th position. Aston Sharp with a technical flag. That's going to throw him out of the action. Well, it's very difficult in these conditions, obviously, when you've got big braking zones and very tricky conditions. Fastest lap of the race from Kit Belowski as he tries to close up on Drummond and Wolf. They battle for position, but now Aston Sharp with a technical flag. Something must be loose on the car, whether it's the front fairing or the rear bumper, we're not sure. But certainly a very tricky end to the race for Aston Sharp, and that will be the end to the race, because by the time he gets back out on track again, after fixing whatever it is, it will be virtually race over if he chooses to do so, of course. So Noah Wolf and Zach Drummond Battling for the race victory. Belowski pushing so hard, he's gone clean off the circuit. Manages to get it back again. Belowski is right there behind these two. A big run wide for Zach Drummond, the race leader. Noah Wolf is right in there behind him. They come off the turn. Wolf looks hungry, motivated and determined. Into the left, high curve, through the right, high curve, onto the main straight again. And Lewis Werrell just trying to stay with them. He's got one of those rotating blades to keep the visor as clean as possible as he's going through, because obviously you just get rain splattering into your face. You don't get to see too many of those in Britain. Black flag. Oh, goodness me. That is a black flag for Aston Sharp, so clearly he hasn't been paying attention to the technical flags. He may not have seen them, of course, in these conditions, but once you've got the technical flag, that is the problem. Aston Sharp, he probably can't see it. That's certainly going to be the argument he's most likely to give in these conditions. He may not have seen the technical flags, but it doesn't matter, unfortunately. Once you pass them 3 times and you do not come into the pits, you are given the black flag, which means you are to report to the clerk of the course. So that is effectively race over for Aston Sharp. That is, of course, dependent on whether he sees the black flag, because if he hasn't seen the technical flag, he may not see the black flag either in these tricky conditions. You're watching Ben Smith battle away with Rodrigo Seabra. 2 hardy, steely-nerved European rivals. They've been together and battled for positions already this season at both Valencia in Spain and Marienburg in Belgium. And now they're here at BF International in even worse conditions than those 2 circuits throughout this year. So this is a very tough race for both drivers, but they will both want to have a good run in the top 6. Seabra's really pushing here. Excellent run from the young Portuguese star. And the Wolf is ready to take another victim out of the final turn. Rodrigo Seabra pushing hard here behind Ben Smith. Whoops. Our cameraman, Katsantonis, going for a wide berth. Aston Sharp sees the black flag for the 2nd time now. And that says to me that he can't actually see the flags. And that's unfortunate, because you still need to be able to see the flags even in wet conditions. That was the 23 going wide out of the final turn. That is Flynn McDermott, part of the Pullman Racing driver program. Noah Wolf has got through on Zach Drummond by the look of it. He's managed to squeak through. Joe Katsantonis still battling with the 11 of Aston Sharp. That's why he's been given the black flag. You can see it now. The rear bumper is dragging behind the kart. So that's the reason he's been given the technical flag, and that's why he needed to come into the pits. But of course, he hasn't seen it. He hasn't seen the technical flags, so that's why he's now been given the black flag. But that was the initial reason for the technical flags. You can see that the bumper is dragging behind the kart. Zach Drummond is back in the lead. He's got back past Noah Wolf. So again, these two are swapping positions. And with 2 minutes 40 left on the clock plus the additional lap, it's very tough to know who's going to have the better of it. Over the curbs, back onto the home straight once again. Oh, Kit Belowski riding the rodeo out of the final turn. And Harrison Mackey now has a technical flag. Goodness me, they are dropping like flies as Aston Sharp finally comes into the pits. He finally realises that it was him who had the technical flag. Joe Katsantonis goes across the line. Oh, a bit of a run ragged there from Antony Veskowski as he runs behind Ashcroft. But still they battle away for position. Will Murtagh trying to make some gains through the field. Absolutely fantastic drive from Sky Parker so far. She's up to 12th from 35th on the grid, and she's still got time to make up some more. There she is, in fact, the 25, the Welsh youngster, doing a sensational job. Attends school in the city of Chester, my home city. So an absolutely terrific race. Oh, and a spin! Unfortunate there for the 83. Going around, that is Ethan Woodward. He does manage to get it going again, but that has ruined his chances of the strong finish he was looking good for. Joe Katsantonis still dueling. This time, I think it's with Fred Green. So Fred Green is trying to find a way through past Joe Katsantonis. Watch as they hop and skip over those curves. Excellent, these 360 cameras. Okay, here's the battle for the lead. And Belowski is caught back up to Drummond and Wolf. And they have only got 2 laps to go by my maths. Across the line, 1 minute and 2 left on the clock. It's taking longer than 1 minute and 2 seconds to get round the lap in these conditions, plus the additional lap. We've lost a heck of a lot of drivers now from the fray. George Davison out, Jake Flewitt out, Aston Sharp out, and Finlay Lawson out as well. Harrison Mackey with a technical flag again. So Harrison Mackey definitely in difficulty and in dire straits at the moment. Oh, there's the move from Ben Smith trying to come through and make the place on Jacob Ashcroft. Oh, no, sorry, that's his teammate, Antony Veskowski, 41, not 47. Very similar helmet designs as well, of course. And there's an off from Fred Green. Get back on the road, mate. Oh, hello. There goes Henry Domain. Henry Domain was the king of Marienburg, of course, in one of the many heats. Oh, he's chopped across on Green into Katsatonis. And Katsatonis spins off and out. Oh, Joe. Totally not your fault, mate. In between a rock and a hard place. And Joe Katsatonis gets going again. Well done. He didn't rejoin the circuit from the cut through. He rejoined where he was on the circuit. Well done to Joe Katsatonis. That was the right decision. He may have lost places, but he's kept the moral high ground. And that's a big learning curve there for Katsatonis. Let's watch again. Domain on the inside of Green. And watch. Domain goes for the position, moves to take his line. Green hesitates. He cuts across and into Katsatonis. Nothing Joe could do about that one at all. And I know that his management team, headed by Formula One and Champ Cars driver Mark Blundell, will have watched that from Joe Katsatonis and been quite impressed with his actions there. Harrison Mackey, another one to completely disregard the technical flags, and now he has a black flag. So Harrison Mackey running in 8th position. I'm afraid he has not seen the technical flags either. I think I just saw Finley Lawson's cart getting dragged away in the background there. So Finley Lawson out of the race. Belowski now in his 2nd place by the look of it, past Zach Drummond. Yes, he is. Here we go. This is the battle for the lead. And there goes Drummond back in his 2nd position. Noah Wolf hanging on. It's getting very wet indeed now. The rain has intensified a lot. Sorry, you can't see much. What you can see, though, is that the 3 drivers are absolutely at each other's throats. Belowski runs wide in front of Drummond. Noah Wolf goes into Bobby Game corner. Up to the pit turn. Through the right-hander. Not enough speed off the turn for Belowski to pop up the inside. Can he get there in the final chicane? There might just be enough speed off the corner. If he can get into the final turn in good stead, he might just get the sprint, especially if Drummond could try and snatch 2nd from him. Wolf pulls across. Noah Wolf's going to take it. Wolf gets the victory. Goodness me, that was close. Less than 0.2 of a second between them as they came across the line. Werrell in 4th position. 5th place is going to go the way of Ben Smith in front of Rodrigo Seabra. Mackey 7th, but of course he receives a black flag. So he's not going to finish in 7th place. Quite a long way down from that, unfortunately. What amazing racing. Whoa, easy boys. Bring it home in one piece, for goodness sake. Wow, what a fantastic race for Noah Wolf, just hanging on in there in very difficult conditions from Kit Belowski. Lewis Werrell in 3rd position after Zach Drummond picked up a 5-second penalty. Ben Smith in 5th position ahead of Rodrigo Seabra and George Edgar. Henry Domain in 8th, Riley Cranham in 9th, and Sky Parker from P35 on the grid to fight back to the top 10. That is astonishing. Well done. Kit Belowski, the fastest driver of the day. Noah Wolf, though, the race winner. Lots of brilliant drives through the field there. Good comebacks, too, from Will Murtagh, up 6 places. Jacob Ashcroft up 14 to P12. And Noah Baglin up 11. Flynn McDermott up 12. And Ethan Woodward up 10. Great racing. But Noah Wolf is victorious here at PFI.
So Noah, you said last night we're going to go for the win. And here it is, round 2. Top step. How's it feel?
It feels great knowing that I can win for getting ready for British Championships.
Nearly you. Very, very close. How was it?
Good. But yeah, I just had to keep my patience, I did, of where I just kept on pushing, I did, of where they say patience is a virtue and virtue is a gift.
Yeah, my race was pretty boring. I didn't get a very good start. I had to go across the grass, and I was in about 10th place. So I came back one by one, past people, and I finished 4th on the track, but Zach got a nose cone, so I finished 3rd place.
After 2 rounds then, we have a tie for the championship lead. Noah Wolf just edges it on the best result from Zach Drummond and Kit Belowski 3rd.